The man spoke to them on the phone. I wasn't even on the call. Him, Francis, the guy in the US, Francis, Anna, some guy named Charles Sugrim, I believe Azadine's brother-in-law, had a conversation on how best we can structure this. Because I tell him, he want nothing that will cause me and me children problem. Because I'm an American and so are my kids. The next day, I wake up. That conversation there on PPP website.
Welcome back to One People Media. One people, one nation, one destiny. And here, we bring you the latest news, culture, and stories that matter to you. Subscribe now and be part of the journey. This is One People Media. Your voice, your stories, your Guyana.
Okay. So 4 people died now. And all of it surrounding fuel. And all of it is alleged surrounding. Then when critics in this man fall out, I hear it now. Critics asking the government, I hope they take back the fuel license. I jump on here and fall out my chair. Take away what fuel license? Me know this man get fuel license. I know this man in gold and all these other things. You're telling me the one thing I did, this man now have the business? This is not normal. This can't be normal. So when I confirm, it is alleged the man did get a license. So you're telling me corruption is only corruption when it's happened to certain people? Because you sat there and watched when they discriminate me and take my one thing when you get 30 or 40 companies. And the one thing I have, the first man or the second or the third, but one of them is you. And now you are crying when, right? Now corruption is turned against you as corruption. How would you feel, people? This is not the real reason. This is not the real reason. But obviously I'm human. I'm going to feel a way to know that you are benefiting from the corruption that I am being faced with. Because you sat there, watch the one thing Bess have. You get diamonds and cars and go, you get one thing, fuel business. And a government that you were friends with. When you used to text Ali, remember you show your phone and you get anything you want? You got them for give you a license when they take away me on. Now I gotta wonder if this was an orchestrated plan for bring me out, for create that market space to give you. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all understand what I'm saying? This marketplace had to have been created for you to benefit. How you get a license now, 4 people dead around fuel. I'm not saying it's him, I'm a legend. But all of it aligns to places that he owns and controls. Critics at the time was his friend, and critics show up and say, me, you know, it's some friend that they lend the money to. I put all of that aside. I said, I'm going to meet with this man because of the Guyanese people. When we now decide we're going to go and meet with this man, Randall Jilks, which is a part of, at the time of VPA, Antonio Ahmad, Antonio Tours, Francis Bailey, and all of us agree, we can go meet with the man. Francis called me and said, here's the man number, talk to you. Me, I ain't gotta read from no book. We ain't want nothing to do with me after today. I don't care. I rather dead and let the world know this is what happened before death. Because I know they want to kill me. I'm fighting for y'all. Me and Key. I call this man. Before I call this man, Antonio called me with a guy named Danny from the US, who was supposed to be some campaign, something to them. Danny tell me, he want me and Antonio cuss this man out and make you look bad. So don't get me don't get involved in them nonsense. Them, though. If I am speaking about what I face and what I know. Me don't get involved in cussing people. I tell you my story. Okay? This is my story. This is what it did to me. Don't get me involved with cussing nobody. Antonio said, this is hearsay, right? The man ain't want nothing to do with me. Because I too corrupt. I said, what? The man said you used to smuggle fuel, I too corrupt. I said, yes, today I reach where I going. T. Mohammed ain't want to meet with me because I corrupt. That's what Antonio said, right? Me know his hearsay. So I called Mr. Mohammed. I said, man, oh, lie. Me just said, man, good afternoon, Mr. President. You see the respect I give the man right away? I said, good afternoon, Mr. President. So if there is any coalition talk, I don't tell you. I don't know you want to be the president, and I okay with it. If I line you, I'll call you no way doing this over tag. That is what I said. Good afternoon, Mr. President. The first thing the man said, yeah, buddy, what we gotta do, buddy? We gotta think these people wicked body, see what they're doing to me. I laugh in my head because you know what discrimination is. But you were on the side benefiting from discrimination, from when they were doing it to other people. You were on the side for the last 40 years enjoying it because you were their friends. Now that others are being faced with it, I tell you though, I say it to myself, sorry, but I said it on one of my live. Now that others are being faced with it, you now understand what it feels like to be discriminated. So now you expect Guyana to come and run behind you because people are vulnerable. You come through the Lamborghini Ferrari, so everybody got to run behind you. That's why I said in my head. Me say it to he. So I said that afternoon, Mr. President, yeah, we got to get together. He said, what day? The man went on to say, don't bring Antonio though. I don't want nothing to do with him. He's too corrupt. I said, what kind of story? Antonio telling me the man say corrupt. No, the man telling me Antonio corrupt. The man into too much corruption. I said, what kind of story is this? Everybody else corrupt but him. So I said, no problem. So me going, because I don't want to go and tell Antonio, because I'm supposed to be a leader. Me get into this nitpicking. You know, this one said, I don't want to cause corruption. So I swallowed it. One morning I look on the internet, I see Antonio there with the man. Antonio vexed with me and gone behind me back. Up to now, me tell Antonio, you gonna listen to this live now and now. Antonio left me. So I said in my head, I thought the man said he didn't want nothing to do with Antonio. I choose not to even go and meet that man when I wanted to listen, because I can't bring Antonio. No, Antonio, it's what this man really doing, playing us against each other. I'm sure y'all know Antonio tours. So I see Antonio, I hug you, I say, listen, that is your democratic right. I support what you feel, and I encourage you to continue. Because me, I no problem. All I tell you right now, I know, me saying nothing. I still trying my best for support Mohammed. Because I understand, sometimes in politics, it makes for strange bed rest. You might go lie down next to somebody you don't like, but at the end of the day, I have decided to do it because I put Guyana first. I realize he's popular. I realize the people like him. Let me work together for the benefit of Guyana. That is what I said. So I went ahead. So I went to the meeting. When I left the meeting now, the man went behind me back and called 2 other members of the party, 3, asking them, how can we work together directly? Again, it's only further confirming he have a problem with me. Why does he have such a problem with me? I don't know. I don't know why he have a problem with me. I am telling you, the man called, I hope Francis is vexed with me, Francis directly. The man called Jokes directly. The man called the other guy, he don't come around no more. For everybody directly. Now let me ask you a question. You have demonstrated to me that you took a fuel company, in my view, that I used to have. You're riding around this tongue with Cyrene, and you're not law enforcement. You're living like a superstar, which I'm happy for. You're getting favors from the government. And you're telling me you're going to help Guyana, but your attitude is demonstrating that nothing ain't really changed. Because if I sit with you as a man at the table, and on my side of the table is 10 people, and you cherry picking them to come with you, that doesn't speak volume. That speaks of a person that ain't really changed. Ask them behind my back. I still, again, I want y'all listen to this. I swallow it even further and put Guyana first. You see how much thing I swallow? I told Francis when he came to me. I told Nigel London from Forward Guyana Movement. A very credible, listen to the word, very, 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 very credible source told me, when Azadine, this is alleged, when it is alleged, because me want to sue me, but I believe it. When Azadine went and obtained his fuel license, I was a big mouth and the government had a problem with me. And he offered, it is alleged, I will fix that problem for you. And fixing that problem for me, I understand to mean kill me. And I told them I'm not meeting with nobody that I don't want to kill me. They said to me, Nigel, Francis, Bess, let me put that aside. Right now, it's for the betterment of Guyana. I want to ask y'all a question. With everything I don't tell y'all just now, y'all will go to that meeting. And I went to that meeting, people. I swallowed my saliva, and nobody knew. I trusted people like Nigel and Francis, and they knew. And Jilks and Linden knew that. So I went to the meeting. When I got to this meeting now, here what this man gonna offer me in VPAC. I like your manifesto. I like your housing plan. That's why I tossed the idea and I'm gonna see. So if you keep reading, I'm gonna challenge you because you're gonna defend what you're writing, because what I write is what I know. So if y'all call me into this room just to get my idea, here what was offered. Let me walk together. I said walk together how? Y'all done with VPAC and just come with me. At the time, the man even had a name. I think the party with the name T. Mohammed Party. I closed it on my Forward Guyana movement. I mean, VPAC movement. For coming to man, and the man can't even tell me what the party name. Further to that, he couldn't tell me what I come in for. So I come in here as an advisor, I come in here as a watchman, I come in here with a good looking face, but I ain't that good looking anymore. I get hold with stress. I used to be good looking. You can't tell me why I giving up, and me say giving up for comfort, but we was just come. This is a king. You're king over there, we must just come and follow you. So I said, no. What, am I wrong for saying no, people? I giving up everything. Francis, everybody. And we just coming. What we coming for? The man cannot tell me what we coming for. Am I wrong for not going? With everything what I just tell y'all. Just come. You see the man of a prime minister up to now? Just come. What coming for, Mohammed? Just come. I start thinking in my head, this man ain't no different from the sitting government. The sitting government attitude is an attitude where one man controls everybody. You notice that budget just passed and nobody don't object it. One man just said, this is the budget 1.3 and everybody just vote yes. And that's Bess. Bess started Forward Guyana movement because of the corruption and, VPAC, sorry. Forward Guyana, sorry. And right? Because of the corruption that has been leveled against me, the discrimination, the fact that I got paid $10 million for get back my own license to minister in the same government, and all these things. So me want no more parts and no more corruption. Unless I feel love, I'd rather go and get one vote. Because I know where my heart is. I gonna get one vote. I gonna continue to talk after election. Me ain't teaming up with nobody, me know what I come in there for. Because the next thing I gonna start seeing policies that I don't approve. I mean independent. You ain't controlling me. I am an independent thinker. And you not gonna tell me come in no room and just give up and follow you around the country. Not me. So I shared my manifesto with them. Willingly. You know why? Because I, at the time, and up till now, felt like everything in that manifesto wasn't for Dorwain. I didn't say fuel license must be easy. Get back fuel license must be easy. Get back all your money from company where you last must be easy. None of it, you know what it said? Everything that Guyana needs to hear so every citizen can benefit. I am fighting for a Guyana that when you wake up in the morning and you want a gun license, you ain't got to bribe a minister. You ain't got to bribe a police. You can just go get it. When you meet 18, you can just go get a land. When you bring in a car, if it's a Bentley like mine or a Lamborghini, you don't have to go and bribe no minister. You can just pay the taxes because the tax must be normal. But this government of the day want it the way they have it because they want to be able to control you and dangle you. Not me. I don't want no part of that. I suffer from that. How am I going to go and be a part of more corruption? With what I'll just tell you out today, man. How am I going to be a part of more corruption? So hold on now. So I give them all my manifesto. I stop hearing from them. Me hearing nothing. Francis telling me we can talk, we can talk. This one telling me we can talk, we can talk. That one tell me, I said these people get me manifesto. I stop talking, me know what to do, what we doing. I want to hear what the man have to say. I said, secondly, remember I'm an American citizen. That man is sanctioned. So when we are ready to decide what we're doing, I want it to be clear as day. I will not join any movement that Mohammed is the head of or he created. Because Azlin Mohammed is sanctioned by OFAC. And the fact that he's sanctioned by OFAC, anything that he owns and controls is automatically sanctioned. The shorts that he's given out, he said, not me, he went publicly and said, I am funding my campaign off of my saving. So he's telling you he is funding his own campaign. So where is the money coming from? Sanction. So I said, me ain't going nowhere. If this man wants to be a part of ending corruption, if he wants to be a part of an anti-corruption movement, which is what I am about, I would tell him, he want to be the president, he can be the president of VPA. Guess why? If he get picked up or sanctioned from the MT, it's just him, not the movement. The movement is not sanctioned. He is. So you can come under my umbrella. You can be the president if you want. I don't mind. I am not coming under yours. Tell me if I'm wrong. That's my personal opinion. That's not the world's opinion. That was mine. I am not coming under nothing that you own. You money that's funding the campaign is corrupt. Did I say corrupt? Alleged. Well, it's corrupt. It's right? So how can I come under you? I am telling you, be the president if you want. I don't mind, but I cannot be a part of nothing that you own or control. This is why the question today when people are asking about the bank account, my position is different. Because every member of that party, candidate, have to communicate with him and give him advice. And who is he? A sanctioned person. The umbrella that they're under is sanctioned because he is the head of it. He found it. He could have let his sister start it. He could have let his brother-in-law start it. And he just be the president. He found it. He's the founder. So in my view, I don't want to be a part of that. That is not a bad position. That's me being honest. That's how I feel. But here what happened, people. Here what I get vexed now. I got a phone call today from an investor of mine, a friend of mine from the US. This man called me a day and offered to have a conversation with me, Francis, Win, and all of us. I want you to take out your screen recorder now because I'm going to tell you what happened. We now talking to this man. And we told him, let us find a way, just like I just told you, to make it happen. This man, I've been on the phone and I've never disclosed his identity. He just used a middle name or whatever it was. Because I don't know where these people are going. I don't know what they're up to. So the man was going as just his middle name. The man spoke to them on the phone. I wasn't even on the call. Him, Francis, the guy in the US, Francis, Anna, some guy named Charles Sugrim, I believe Azidine's brother-in-law, had a conversation on how best we can structure this. Because I tell him he want nothing that will cause me a maturing problem. Because I'm an American and so are my kids. The next day I wake up, that conversation there on PPP website. Y'all understand what I just said? Oh, a conversation that only the Muhammad asked the man, where's your first and last name and where is due? Exactly what the man said. If the man said, he's catch fly, whatever he said is what went on the PPP website the very next day. How in the world? A private conversation with my friend. A private conversation. And the only person on that conversation that haven't spoken to everybody else spoken to him 40, 50, 60 times. The one day he entered into a conversation with the Muhammad. The very next day, the man is on the Freedom House website. Yeah, explain how that happened. And I'll ask you again. Knowing all this, would you encourage me to team up with Muhammad? Let me say it again. Francis, you can come on this live, you can join if you want, if I'm missing anything. We invited that man to have a conversation. Because I told them, unless I get professional advice, I am not touching the Muhammad with a long pole because of what they did to me, because of the alleged assassination on my head, and all of it. I remember I frightened because he name called in the paper short story. So I done frightened because of that already. This thing should not have gotten to PPP. Who in the Muhammad camp is still communicating with the PPP is the question of the day. I need that answer. Go on Freedom Out, what the page name? Something Wire. Something Wire. Live Wire or something, no. And you will see the man face is there, what the man does is there, who the man, everything. How did that get from that conversation to the camp of the PPP? That leaves a big question for me. Y'all understand what the PPP did to me. Me ain't taking no chance with them. So people, this is why I'm saying we must understand this coming election. If y'all don't want to face what I face, if y'all don't want to have to feel like you could only benefit from a contract 3 months before an election, if y'all don't want the government to build a house in a swimming pool, the only way to end this, if the police don't want last minute promotion, is the power is in you, the people, to make that decision. I did not enter into this because I'm looking for power or I'm craving power. I entered into this to be a voice for the voiceless. Live in Guyana. Not that. Live in Guyana. My friend just told me. That is why I entered into this. Because I refuse. I refuse to sit and see anybody else go through what I've been through. I cried many nights, people. I just cried in front of y'all 2 times. Because me commit no crime. I have not committed a crime. To be treated the way I was treated. So when you look at the ballot paper today, here the option there is. There's the PPP, which in my view, should have been voted out 3-4 years ago. There's the PNC. No pun intended, but they had their chance. And as far as I'm concerned, they didn't just fail me, they failed the entire Guyana. I feel the same way about AFC, because the two was always together. So that's the ballot paper right now. The next main one is Win. Win was a part of corruption. He benefited from corruption. He enjoyed corruption. He was at hip with the PPP. Now, a conversation with him is back with the PPP. I am not going to encourage nobody I've been telling my story to who choose to listen to go and cast a vote with a man that I myself can't even trust when I sit down with you. Then he made a comment after that. I forget this piece. Or one of them in his camp. Talk the best, no man. All of we ain't just want to get we life back. You hear what I just said? Talk the best. Listen, I tell y'all everything today. Because y'all got 10 days for vote, y'all figure it out. Because me get money for campaign. People are saying, you see me flag, and see. Listen, I don't have it. We party ain't got corruption money. We get a couple shorts, but for 10, I get 1. Right? A friend, sorry for me, give me some white and he put the purple wheel on it. We ain't get corruption money. But you know what we have? We have leaders that nobody can point to. None. That they were part of any corruption. None. That is what we have. So you, the people, have to realize and ask yourself, a man is rich and he can fly and he own a plane. That don't mean he can fly. That does not mean he can fly. He is rich and he owns the plane. That does not mean. But that is to tell you how bad we are as a country today. That we are prepared just to try to get the freedom to jump on a blasted plane with a man that don't have a pilot license. I am calling a spade a spade. I know what I face. So I understand why I could sit here. Me ain't telling nobody where to cast the vote. I encouraging you. But at the end of the day, you have to understand that I would not sell my soul, not for a single dime. I'll continue to eat bread and butter. And when steak come again, it come. Because nobody is going to determine my destiny. What God sent me here for, people, that mission, I will continue. I will continue to push forward. Not a boy is going to tell me. I support wherever you want to vote. You don't have to tell me you're voting when. I encourage you to vote who you please. Don't ask me ever again why me and team up with nobody. I am telling you what my problem is. That is my view. That is what happened to me. And I cannot sit here and encourage others to be a part of something that I myself at the top don't trust. How I can tell you at the bottom trust me if I don't trust where I am myself? That is a captain or a leader that is thinking for himself and being selfish. And that is why I feel that Azadine is not putting Guyana first, he's putting himself first. Because if he was, he could have made his damn sister the presidential candidate. And he could have endorsed her. And he could have used the same popularity. That's how I feel about it. He could have made his sister the presidential candidate. And he could have endorsed her. I wouldn't sell my soul for anything. I want you to understand that. Guyana is where it is today because of bad leadership. Guyana is where it is today because we have entrusted people that would have failed us over and over and over again. And we are prepared to go gamble another election and play poker. Not me. So I can come here and tell you the truth about everything. Me ain't done yet. I gotta tell you about the top cop that robbed me. I gotta tell you about GA that took my money. I gotta tell you all everything. But I can't tell you all one day. I gotta tell you about the businessman that brought in trillions of dollars of fuel in this country that never paid any taxes. I got to tell y'all everything because y'all must understand the reason why we price so high at the gas station, at the market, the reason why we can't afford to pay our teachers, the reason why all of this is happening today is because of corruption. And I want y'all, don't ever think it was Azadine Mohammed, them three names more Bashkal in the news is the only. They are the only three that have an argument right now. The rest of them are still friends. So how much are we losing as a people? How much are we really losing as a people if there's that much corruption in Guyana? And if we can curb that corruption, how much more will we really have to spend, people? How much really will we have to spend, people, if we can curb corruption? We build a highway, people, for $16 billion. Not one, but two. None of them will last a year. None. Which means we got to go and build it again. Who getting the contract? Who giving we back the money for giving we a broken highway? Why aren't we going after these people that are giving we these highways that wouldn't even last a year? Why aren't they being held accountable? Why is so many contracts around the country are finished? Why? Why is so many contracts padded? Why? Why? And you're going to blame the opposition? The PPP government has been bragging people that they have done more than any other government. And I am sitting here today and I endorse that statement. You know why I endorse it? Because no other government had the budget that the PPP had. None. No other government had the budget the PPP had. None. So how are you going to compare what you do with what another man do and you had money with the other man they have? Just people think they're talking to some fools. These people think they're talking to fools. You had a budget that nobody ever had. You were the only person that benefited from an oil revenue budget. So how you can tell me you did more than the last government? You give the people more raise. You're supposed to. Shit to tell the people. You're supposed to. What you're supposed to tell them is all the failure under your government. Because Granger build houses. Me no Granger fan. I'm going to tell you what they did to me. You think they're getting a free pass? I'm going to tell you what they do too. Granger build houses. Bornham build better houses than you're building now. There wasn't no oil then. So how are you telling me today, in the 21st century, you building a man house with a septic tank in the backyard? You telling me this government ain't smart enough to know they can put underground sewage and underground utilities? You're putting wooden pole and you gotta come back and change it in a year? No! That is why I'm telling you, the government of the day has been failure. The opposition has been a failure. The only way to fix this is to vote a new government. That is how this is going to be fixed. And a new government doesn't necessarily mean you have to vote for me. I am encouraging you to vote for Forward Guyana because the presidential candidate, Amanza Walter, nobody can say or point a finger. One finger that she benefited from corruption or she was a part of any corruption. What else is on the paper? Renewed corruption, old corruption, and now new corruption? What other option do we have? We're going to jump in a plane in the 21st century with a blind man? We as a people have a decision to make. To end what we are being faced, to be able to be a part of the next or the new Guyana, is by using your voice, by going out there and not be hoodwinked or be lied to by people that are coming around there encouraging you, come with me, come with me. None of them were telling you, come with you, have nothing to show. I called out Freedom Boss the other day. He put on a red shirt, he endorsed them. He still don't have nothing to show. It's better to stay with the normal shirt, without no party put it, and continue doing the promotion, because he was making money. Now he endorsed them. He has nothing to show. He put up so he get 500 million. I would endorse this government today. If Freedom can show me get any 100, not 500, 100 million, I would change my mind. Because I know a government that's going to tell me the only way I can stay in business, I got to give them 85 or 51%, will never give somebody like Freedom Boss 100 million. Because they don't see him as someone that has that value. They feel they can take advantage of you. They will use you until they have more uses, no more uses for your usefulness. Your usefulness right now is your following. The people that you can talk to, your voice, the 100,000 followers you have. Come out and say this for me. Look at the ballot paper, people. You have the opportunity to change this. You. And do not, people, do not re-elect corruption or elect new corruption. Don't do it. Elect someone that you feel. Look at the policies that's out there. And let me tell you about policies. The first manifesto that was published was VPAC's. And 80% of the policies out there came from VPAC. I was the first person that said, this land of Guyana and the land in it belongs to the people. And you are going to be electing someone, not to be your boss, but to be your servant. To govern for you, not the opposite. So you don't tell me now you go into an office that I elect you and you're going to manage it only to benefit you. You're telling them, go in there and manage for us the people. And I'm saying to you Guyanese, every one of you under a Forward Guyana will get a free piece of land and be able to move into your home with only 300,000. I don't care if you drive a taxi or sell at the market. We will have programs that you will be able to move into that house. I told Amanza 2 nights ago, put an upliftment package. Them people what they call in scrape, let me get an upliftment, give them 1.5 million. The Isle Wealth is there. We ain't going to waste it. We're going to give them it. Not like the cash grant strubbing is what they're doing. We're going to put up systems in place by giving them a business plan. 10 of them can come with 1.5 and we can start a chicken farm and we're going to buy back them chicken for the prison and the nurses in this. We can put systems in place where young mothers don't have to worry about getting no here fan thief me idea. They can get off of school, work at 5 o'clock, knowing that the state will pick their child up. The state, the government, and keep them in a boys and girls club and feed them and help them with their homework. And you come get them in the afternoon. We're going to make sure that no guy in this guy run there in a Lamborghini or Bentley. We're going to fix the taxes where anybody can bring any car from anywhere and pay one flat tax. If it's over 10 million, it's a luxury tax. We are going to give you an additional 5%, 10%, whatever it is. But it's going to be a luxury tax. So you don't have to be a friend of no politician to own a house or own a car. You Guyanese will be a part of Guyana. Every contract is in the law. Tell Barry Jack, I say so. Every contract that this government gives out today, the law said he must give every guy at least 20%. He don't do that. If he did, over $1 trillion would have gone to them small. Now we're trying to give 4 and 5 million now. 20%, which means every time you hear the word 1 billion in a contract, it means 200 million you should have benefited. But guess what? They ain't giving none. So I have encouraged Forward Guyana. Remember, I'm not the only one there. I'm telling you what VPAC would do. And that's what a VPAC would do. And I am a part of Forward, and I'm going to fight for that in Forward. Would make sure that every citizen don't just get 20, we will increase it to 30. You know why? The economy should have been going together. We're the rich, and we following. It's been going like this. So we're going to give them 30 for play catch up for the last time we didn't get none. We're going to give them 30 for the time they weren't getting none. It's about time, people. We elect people who is going to govern for all of us. We're going to elect someone who understands that the wealth of this country and the dollar of this country can be strengthened. You know why we're not strengthening it? Because we choose to take all our money and dump it into a road we're going to be done, we're going to be broken up in a year. You know what we could do as a people? As a country? We can buy back our own gold and create a depository here at home and strengthen our own dollar. And strengthen our own dollar. We can take our backside and create a refinery here at home and export aluminum and finished product like pots and pans. We can take the timbers and we can create furniture and export. We can create industries around this country. So nobody ain't got to wake up and be no friend with no politician. We can stop giving away our natural resource. Everybody come here now. They come and they sign a contract and they gone with everything in the 24th century. We are the only people in the world selling something and don't know what we're selling. We don't even have a pump on the oil that we're selling. Forward Guyana is planning to fix that. And I notice me ain't got no pad in front of me because me ain't got to write, we ain't got to read. Our policies are policies that we can stand behind. We don't read from no ChatGPT or Google. We created them because we know them. We stand behind them. We've created those policies. We're going to make sure that every person own a home for just 3%. I bought and sold over 50. I know them asleep. And when you collect the home, people, you will have equity in it. Let me tell you what I mean. The home going to be worth 16 million when you only buy it for 10. You know why? We are giving you the land for free. You can now take that property to the bank and borrow another $2-3 million so you can go and do another business because you have collateral to give to the bank. That is what Forward Guyana is fighting for. To empower the people. Take 20 young men, what they call script, and give them a blueprint. I would sit there with young entrepreneurs, let them create blueprint. What y'all want to do? We want to supply the blocks to these people. Go ahead, bring in a machine, set up a shed. 20 y'all can own this block factory and the government buy it back. Young mothers, what y'all want to do? Supply the prison with the uniform the people wear. Make sure everybody become a part of this well. What y'all are doing, what we have now is leaders aligning everything to the friend. A straight shot. Now I see even their grandmother. Me know, it's alleged. We are going to fix that, people. We are going to fix that. We don't have to export. Let me tell you how bad we are, people. We exporting all we natural resource. You know what we're exporting to? The infrastructure. We are importing Chinese who fix the road and the money gone. We need to start keeping our money at home. Why we can't empower our own people? Why we can't bring back all them people that's abroad? All them nurses. But guess what we are prepared to do? We are prepared, here's what we are prepared to do. To bring in a foreign nurse and pay them $300,000, $1,500 US, and let we own leave because we can't afford to pay them. We are going to end that. And anybody that's saying outside of Forward Guyana, they want to do it, I am prepared to ask them. Because they want to be. If you knew how to do it, and you are now prepared to do it, why haven't you done it for the last 59 years? If you knew how to do it, all these policies that VPAC put out back in December, all of them that you guys are stealing, if you care and you wanted to do it, why haven't you done it all along? So you can't say, I didn't do it or I promised. No, we wasn't a part of no government. We never benefited from no government. Nobody should be allowed, another policy, to have to be licensed. No government should tell you you can only bring your car from Japan. You walk, you save your money, buy your car from anywhere in the world. I don't care for the CC. Bring the car in the country, pay one flat tax. Left hand drive, right hand drive, sunroof, whatever drive. It's your car, it's you like it, it's you buy it. You're telling me a government must tell a citizen he can only buy a car from Japan? Bullshit. We are going to fix that. We are going to fix that. We are going to make sure that this economy is not just based on our natural resource. When you fund an economy on your natural resource, it's an economy that's eventually going to bankrupt. You're going to go bankrupt because you're living off of your savings. In this case, we're cutting out the forestry and selling. We're digging out the bauxite and selling. Nothing we ain't creating. One day we're going to look in the hole, bauxite done. We're going to back Simon Carby and say we oil done. And we're going to have debts to pay. And then we're going to walk for the rest of our life just paying debts. That is the reality of the day. And you tell me which other movement has presented, I'm rambling, policies that I just presented. Off the top of my head, I didn't have a piece of paper watching the screen. Me ain't reading from no teleprompt. None of them. You know why? Because we sat and we created this because we understand this is what Guyana needs. We will not go and build a new community with septic tank. We will build a new community that looks like a community from Atlanta or Miami, with underground sewage, with parks for the kids to play, with a clubhouse for them to go have a cookout on the weekend, with something for them to do after school. That is what Guyana needs. We're not going to go clear a land and build a community like we 20 years ago. We're going to build it like we are in the 21st century. You're going to move in there and you're going to feel proud to call your friends and family abroad and say, hey, come visit me. Look at where we move into. When that first community is done, every Guyanese must say, I can't wait for the next one done. Because me house lot in the other one. That brings back dignity into people. We are heading to the next Venezuela. That is the crossroad we at. And we have that opportunity to get everything that I'm telling you here now. But guess what? I can ramble as much as I'm rambling now. I can't make none of this a reality. Unless you decide that these promises that these people have been brainwashing us for the last 50 years, we realize is another lie they're telling me. I had an opportunity, this is why I'm so passionate, to get my life back. And I said no. You know why I said no? Because I've decided I am going to stand up for Guyana. I have sacrificed my career, my success, because I put Guyana first. Because I could have took the mic and the offer and go and say, I endorse you guys. And I didn't. And that's why me and Asadine team up. Because at the end of the day, none of them that don't put the people first, I would ever, and the reason why I'm saying that with him, because there's so many other ways he could have done it. But his ego is so big that he got to make sure he's at the top of the ladder. What about the people that you claim you're fighting for? Everybody had a pass. Let us assume he means well now. Let us assume he means well. Put the people first. But your attitude is demonstrating that you're no different from the sitting government. And I'm calling a spade a spade. Others might see it different. I am telling you what I saw and what I'm seeing. And this is why I've decided to team up with Amanda. Don't feel we don't have our battles. Every movement have their up and down. I might say, man, give them 50%. She might say, give them 45%. They ask me why. Because I am telling you, like I told them, the reason why we're not able to pay the people with what we want to pay them today is because of corruption. And if we can curb corruption, we can double the goddamn public servant salary. Look at the numbers yourself. If we can invest in our natural resource and stop exporting it, we can do so much more. But we have leaders that are not businessmen. We have leaders that's focused on empowering themselves. That is why we have put out policies that every Guyanese, these policies, you don't have to know me, brother. When you wake up, you know the school getting done. The next thing we want to make sure people, Guyanese must understand. The next thing we want people to know is we are going to make sure that this 30% becomes law. Law. So everybody can, you don't have no politician. It will work. This police must work. The police must have computers in the car. We're in the 21st century, man, don't even have a cell phone. A police stop, you get credit, give a call now. We're in the 21st century, and you go to the police station, he asks you if you get a car. He waiting for you call a taxi. You mother home getting beat up, and the police don't have a car to come to your house. What are we really doing as a people? We are in the 21st century, one of the richest country in the world, and the police begging you for call a taxi, and you tell your mother getting beat up around the corner. You understand what I'm saying? The next thing we are saying is we must empower our youths, because Forward Guyana will develop a tool bank. Let me tell you what that means, a tool bank. We will have all the tools these youngsters need. So when we give you this contract, you don't have to take 30% of it to go mobilization money to go buy tools. We will have the tools on hand that you can come, give us your contract. We understand that you need an extension ladder, 3 scaffolding. And why are we saying this? The next time you get a contract, you might never need it again. So you have money laying in the back of the yard. Even businessmen can bring their tool when they're not using it and place it with a tool bank and get a monthly salary for it because it's sitting there earning. And we want to do the same thing for the agriculture sector. Reinventing co-op. Take tractors and build. What the mafia system is what's controlling these industries. Young farmers today got land from their family member, but what they can't do? They can't harvest it because they ain't got the money. What if the state, our Forward Guyana, plan to do is to put a people mill, put the tractor there, put the bulldozer, put everything they need to farm the land. But at the end of the day, we're not giving you this. It's coming at a cost. But it's not going to be at a cost like if you went and got it from one of the mafia that's controlling the system now. These are policies that will help Guyanese. So we can all be independent. Young mothers will have something better to do. Their salary is going to go up. Why? More of our money will start staying at home. And we have an open door policy where our manifesto is clear. It's for the people. We want you to tell us if there's something we are missing. We're not saying we know it all. We're saying we are here to listen to you. If your ideas are better than ours, let us have a discussion. We give you credit for it and we use it. You notice people be saying that too? If they cared or they wanted to listen to the people, why haven't they done that before? Listen, people. We are now at a crossroad. It is up to you to allow these people to lie to you again and promise you what they feel. Let me watch the toll. Even the Carter Center say they feel like the state is using this resource. If the government wanted to ease the toll, why they didn't do it 4 years ago? They could have dropped it to 25% times 4, which would have mean 100%, and the taxes could have been, the toll would have been 0 today. They don't care. They're just trying to buy your vote. If they wanted $1 million, and it take 4 years to get $1 million, all they have to do is drop the toll to 25%. 25 fours is 100. You know why they got to do it? Because they have nothing to campaign on but corruption. And you don't campaign on corruption. So they got to get people from the other side who used to call them corrupt to come out and say, they're not corrupt anymore, they're good people. That is what they're open to campaign on. Because they cannot campaign on their track record. I am telling you, I would do a better job running this country, half sleep and half drunk. Because the leaders today don't care about the people. And this is why, as I sit here today, I am in the same party endorsing Amanza for the next president of this country. If she don't get the presidency, I am hoping we at Forward Guyana win enough seats to hold the House accountable. So no budget must be passed unless there's enough for the people. I am endorsing her in the same party. That's not normally an endorsement. But this might be the first time. Because her hands are clean. She stood on the opposite side of the House. Our voice could not have been heard because the government enjoyed a 1-seat majority. She's going to be on the right side now. With your help. Because you're going to come out and you're going to vote for the wheel. And there's not going to be poor people in Guyana anymore. Because policy will be in place to make sure that every one of you benefit from the wealth in this country. And you don't have to put on a purple shirt. You can wear whatever you want. Because we are not going to govern only for the people who voted Forward Guyana. Even the ones that vote PPP, we're going to make sure that they benefit too. Because they right now believe, but when that time comes, they will realize how much we are doing. You need to come off my life. You here talking too much. You can go on somebody else's life. And you're popping up in my face too often. There you go. Ban. They send you to distract me. But you don't know. I'm going to use a dolly word. I'm undistractable, my brother. Anyway, people, the only way this is going to change is by us being that change. I can sit here and preach the best policy still the cow come on. That will not be implemented unless you come out. If you don't see me in your community, don't feel I don't want to come and hug you. We ain't get the money like the rest of them, buddy. We ain't get it. We struggling for get car just for car we. We got the speakers, we ain't got the mic. So don't feel we don't want to come. Know that we care. We are here and we're fighting. Don't feel we ain't campaigning, you ain't got to touch flesh, you ain't got to hug me. Knows that I'm hugging you from here. I'm going to use the phone and I'm going to reach you. Come out and vote for us. I might not be able to come to your community because I cannot afford it. We don't have corruption money. We can't put up, y'all notice on one pole got 10 flag? One pole got 10 PPP flag. And then there was 8 the other flag. We don't have it. But that does not mean we're not in the race. So don't be fooled by these flags. Understand that the meaning of those flags, it should remind you of the death of that young girl, Adriana. The blood, that's what I read mean. That we gotta make sure there is an investigation. And we never have no one-off investigation. Every mother, that would have lost a child in this country to feel like there wasn't any justice, we will have an investigation. We ain't bringing the FBI just to investigate some. All will be investigated. Any state assets that has been taken from the Guyanese people, we will go after it. Be vigilant. They don't plan on killing me. Keep your eyes out. Watch my back. But know that I did this for you. If y'all wake up tomorrow morning and you hear they did kill me, know that I did this for you. I've already made this report to the U.S. State Department. I told them all the names that I suspect. I gave them all the recordings that I have. But I want y'all to understand that I'm here doing this for you because I would rather die with my moral and my dignity than to go and align myself with anything that wouldn't be right for you, the people. Because I know what it feels like. I was the one that locked up for 30 days in Luzaktan. I was the one that spent 72 hours for a charge that the government said 3.5 years later. We ain't got no evidence. 3.5 years later, the government said, we don't have any evidence. So what were you charging me for? What were you dragging me to court for? For 4 years, knowing that you had zero evidence. Is that the kind of leadership you want to lead Guyana? Where a man could own a hotel. The whole country can say, please give me justice. And the president can at least say, bring in the FBI. What is it that he has to hide? Why is he so involved in trying to make sure that there's not an impartial investigation unless he has something to hide? There's an allegation made on a Travis Chase the other day. Everybody now saying they're sorry. Why? I hear the man sign a sworn document. So is he going to tell the people he signed a sworn document to that is a lie to? Why everything that happens in Guyana before you see an investigation, people come out and say they're sorry? I bet they're going to call me when they come off this call and tell me you better go and apologize. I'm not. So I'm telling you now. I am not. I am fighting the last 8, 9 days, whatever it is, to encourage you people. You don't have to live on a dam no more. You don't have to live in a flooded area no more. You don't have to live in a community where the house is in swimming pool. You don't have to suffer anymore. You have an opportunity to come out on the 1st and vote for change. And don't let nobody tell you that they can force you or bully you into continuing to be under this autocracy that we've been faced with, that we've been living under. We don't want to wind up the next Venezuela. A Spanish lady called me yesterday. She said, Mr. Bess, it's a little accent. Me a struggle here, but me have all my degree. I was a Guyanese that went to the US. And you know what they did? They recognized every foreigner. So we need to recognize our foreigners by putting systems in place to make sure that we don't have to keep looking at them as a foreigner. A foreigner should be able to come here and start a life. We just have to put systems in place for that to happen. Let them pay taxes. Let them go open a bank account. They too had to this economy because they're hardworking. But how can they if we keep treating them like foreigners? How can they? We need leadership that would lead for every Guyanese. And a forward Guyana people will not govern for purple. It would govern for every single man and child. If a child goes to bed hungry in quarantine, we will make sure that we are just as concerned that if a child goes to bed in Tiger Bay. We need a leader that will govern for all of Guyana, not part of Guyana, not some of Guyana. And we are not, and haven't had that kind of leader. We've had a leadership when the green win, the people in the red suffer. When the red win, the people in the green suffer. We're going to done that now. We're going to have the purple. Not the easiest color to find. I don't know where man's come with this color from. I don't know, I have it in my head. Right? But it's a color. It is a color, in my view, that is needed. Because what it represents is unity. What it represents is a Guyana that we're going to finally have leaders who will govern for every mother, man, child, no matter their race, their religion. So we ain't got to worry no Muslim president no more, or no, none of that. It's about time we have leaders that understand the needs of the people. It's about time. We don't try out. Listen, the definition of insanity, people, is doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different result. How you gonna tell me you done try 59,000 times and you ain't get it right, but I must trust you again? Trust you why? You have failed us over and over. What gonna be different this time? Tell me. I'm gonna endorse you. Tell me. I don't believe. You had an opportunity to do one of the best things. You could even been lying. The oil wealth that this country just benefited from for the last 5 years. PPP should not even have to go to the polls. I mean, should not even have to campaign. Everybody should have been waking up saying, me, I voted PPP. You know why? Because at the end of the day, the money that they have should have been automatic because of the stuff that they did, and everybody just come out and vote for them. They got to beg people for call people phone and say, hey, are you collect the cash grant? All you think about hospital we billing by? Nice, right? Are we giving 200,000? If you would have been doing what you need to do, you don't have to sit there and call people and beg you for vote and beg them to vote. You know you fail. That's why you're trying to cover the place in red. But people understand what red means. Red means corruption. And blue ain't too far from it. You don't have to like me, you know, but you have to like what I represent. What I represent is a fair Guyana for all. And nobody can vote themselves into office. The people, and here's the difference with me, people. I did not try to be the president, nor the prime minister, nor the vice president. Me got opposition. I took the chairman. You know why? Because everything that I'm saying here, I want for the people, not for me. A fair Guyana, I'm going to be fine. And you're going to be fine. Because there's going to be fair opportunities for all. Every child, whether you're Indian or you're Portuguese, once you're Guyanese, we want to make sure that you can benefit. Because we're going to have factories around this country that all of you can go and work. We're going to fix the farming. We're going to fix the teachers. We're going to fix the nurses. We are going to govern for every single man and child. And that is what the PPP is afraid of. Because they're going to come out and say, they ain't know what they're doing. We're going to hire people that know. You know why? That is what a real leader do. I don't know if I build a house, but I know exactly what house I want to build. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hire the best architect and the best contractor. Not BESS, BST. Best is me. That is what we're going to do. What we don't know, we will outsource. So we're not doctors. There's not a bunch of doctors over here. But there's a bunch of track record of success. And you can't come, none of you can say I was a part of no corruption. Because you've been trying for the last 4 years. And the only corruption you can find is the corruption that you try to paint against me. So Guyana, like I said, if you ain't seeing me in the community, You can see forward there, you can see in the flag, we're struggling. But that does not mean we're not in the race. We are an anti-corruption movement. We don't have access to corruption money. So don't let that be the reason you don't come out and vote for us. Because we're on the ballot paper and we are there. And we're going to continue to fight this fight. Because we understand that what Guyana is missing is a leader that cares. We're not in a position, you notice none of them coalition didn't work out? They didn't work because everybody wanted to be the president. Everybody wanted to be the president. We don't have that problem over here. We have leaders that are more focused on governing for the people. People that suffered from corruption like myself. I thank you. I know I've been rambling on for long. I'll be back again. I am encouraging you people to keep following me, share my page, share my live, because there's so much more I want to tell you. Why we need to bring this level of corruption to an end. Good afternoon. I love you. Watch, keep your ears out, keep your eyes out, because I'm telling you, they are trying to kill me. Thank you. Love you.